opening across the front of our chest, the front of our shoulders, creating expansion through the side body, like drawing the ribs away from the pelvis. But we're also going to go into hips. We're also going to go into hamstrings. So, we're going to hit all of the normal areas that we would, but I want to bring your focus into creating this expansion across the chest, the front of the shoulder, and some back bending into our practice. If you didn't have a chance to check it, there's a video that was just posted the other day on the fire line, which is the exact opposite of what we will be doing tonight. So tonight is the air line, like opening up the heart space. The fire line is the opposite, like drawing inward towards your core. And I'm really excited about that sequence specifically for this group, because the engagement of all of the muscles in that class directly tie into some of the key movements that we do in CrossFit. So it's related to the kip, it's related to toes to bar, it's related to kettlebell swings, so many movements where we draw upon those muscles wrapping around from the back to the core, to the hip flexor, down the legs. So if you have a chance to check out the Fireline video to build strength, I think that you will enjoy that. For the focus tonight, let's come onto our backs, and you're gonna place a block or the paper towel roll or a book directly underneath your shoulder blades. So let me show you what that's gonna look like first. Basically gonna go, like for women, right where your bra strap would be. For men, it's right under your scapula. And then you're gonna lay down onto your back, and either you can extend your legs out straight or bend your knees, bringing your legs into a diamond shape. And then rotate your arms so that your inner elbows are facing up towards the ceiling. And start to bring your awareness into your breath. So feeling the breath initiate from the base of your pelvis, like that feeling of the pit of your belly. Feel the diaphragm engage as the lungs expand. Collarbone lifts. And then exhale, everything draws inward as you let go. Inhale, drawing from the pit of the belly, feeling the abdominals engage, feeling the diaphragm engage, feel the lungs expand. And then exhale, ribs draw in, diaphragm relaxes, abdominals pull towards the spine. Inhale, belly softens, diaphragm engages, chest expands, shoulders lift. Just feel that slow movement to the breath. So the focus of the class being on the airline, this idea of opening your heart space is allowing yourself to experience joy. This unwavering sense of joy from within. And so even if you may be experiencing many emotions right now, given our situation, consciously knowing that these waves are on the surface. So we may be happy, we may be sad, we're potentially frustrated or bored with the current situation. But knowing that this is just surface level experiences, and that our joy is at the core of our being. It's the stillness of the ocean underneath these waves. and it is ever constant within us. We're here, we're healthy, we're able to show up, we're able to exercise, we're able to restore our bodies. And when we're able to do these things, our body reflects our emotional quality. So our body reflects ease and joy. But maybe you're not feeling that right now. So just go inside and start to bring awareness and allow yourself to feel whatever it is you're experiencing right now. So maybe if you're struggling, your body may feel like something different than that right now. Your body might be more condensed or contracted or tight. So try to let go of any type of judgment and just acknowledge exactly where you are. Knowing that whatever you're feeling is just surface level. It's the waves on top of the ocean. And that we all have this underlying joy within us. And so we're going to try to connect with that through our practice tonight. And see if we can let go of what we can't control, the current situation. And just focus on what we can. So you're going to slowly come out of this position and start to work your way into child's pose. And as you come into child's pose, we're going to open the heart. So start in a tabletop position. And then in your tabletop position, begin to draw your shoulders up by your ears. And then start to melt your chest through your shoulders as you retract the shoulder blades in towards the spine. And then sink the hips back. So shoulders are up, shoulder blades are drawing in. Lift up through your armpits and begin to rotate the arm bones so those inner elbows are rotated up towards the ceiling. And take a few breaths here in your child's pose. Maybe start to rock your hips from side to side, deepening your child's pose. Stretch long through your fingertips. Feel the rotation in the arms, feel the lift in the armpits. And then slowly walk your hands over to the left side of your mat. And expand wide with the breath. So opening up the side body, drawing the right rib cage away from the pelvis. And then you'll slowly bring the hands back through center. Walk the hands over to the right side. Stretch long through the fingertips. Lengthen through the side body, pulling the left ribs away from the pelvis. With the inhale, feel the expansion of the intercostal muscles in your ribs expand wide with the breath. Exhale, contracting of the abdominal. Inhale, big diaphragm expansion. Expand through the ribs. Exhale, ease. And then you're going to come back through center. We'll come up through our tabletop. In your tabletop position, just take a few cat-cows here. So inhale, lifting your tailbone, retracting your shoulder blades as you melt your heart through your shoulders. Exhale, rounding your back, engaging your abdominals. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, melting your heart through. Exhale, opening up your back body, engaging the abdominals. So this is like feeling your fire, feeling your core. And then this would be opening your heart or feeling your air. So just feel that balance of the two elements, fire and air. And then we're going to start to shift forward, lower all the way down to the floor. Taking your hands on either side of your chest, bend your elbows, and then begin to lift up through your hands as you press down through the tops of your feet, through your pelvis, retracting your shoulder blades in towards the spine. Start to pull your heart through and then lower down. Now you're going to take your hands wider than your mat. Come up onto your fingertips. And then begin to drop your chin to your chest to round your back. And then with your exhale, do the opposite. Start to melt your heart through your shoulders, softening. And then inhale, begin to extend up to any extent through your arms. Let's come down. Let's do it again. So take your, for more mobility in your shoulders, you can allow your shoulders to creep up by your ears. And then you're going to drop your chin to your chest to round your back with the inhale. Exhale, soften as you retract the shoulder blades. And inhale, extend up through the arms, creating this back bend. One more time like that. Bring the shoulders up towards the ears. Round the back with the inhale. Exhale, melt the heart, retracting the shoulder blades. Inhale, lifting up through the heart. Exhale, lower down, sink back to your child's pose. And then we're going to come right into a down dog from there. So you're going to lift your hips up towards the ceiling. I'm going to take you through just a few postures that are going to take you off the mat, and then we're going to come back down onto the mat. So from your down dog, just start to walk out your dog, stretching out the backs of your legs. Maybe wag your tail a little, drop the hip over to the side, and then come over to the other side. Begin to settle into your dog, walking your feet close enough that you can energetically draw your heels down towards the floor, creating a big stretch in the back of your leg. And then we'll start to walk our feet forward towards the front of the mat. Take your hands to your shins, root down into your heels, your big toe mound, and your pinky toe mound, creating this triangle. Press into the earth as you feel this lift in your tailbone and you look forward, extending through your spine. Exhale, flex and fold. Inhale, half lift and extend the spine. Exhale, flex and fold. One more time. Inhale, half lift and extend. Exhale, flex and fold. Take your hands to your hips, rise up. We're gonna add a shoulder opener. So interlace your hands, bring the shoulders up towards the ears, retract the shoulders in towards the spine, and then slowly start to hinge from your hips, soft bend in the knees, and then begin to extend your arms up towards the ceiling to any extent you can. And if you have mobility in your shoulders, maybe you try to drop your shoulder blades down onto the back. See how that feels. Shake your head out, yes. Shake it out, no. And then we'll release the hands down to the ground. You'll step the left foot back. The back foot is going to be like at a slight angle. The right foot is forward. We're going to come into pyramid fold. So your hands are on either side of your front foot. You can bend your knee. Inhale, look forward with a bent front knee. Exhale, extend the leg as you fold forward, opening the hamstring. Inhale, bend the knee, looking forward. Exhale, extend as you fold. Inhale, bend. Exhale, extend, and then you'll start to settle into the stretch, rooting into your right heel, energetically pulling that heel back. You can take your right hand to your right hip crease and start to pull the leg bone back into the hip to feel it a little deeper. Then I'm going to have you walk your right foot over towards the left. And take your back foot a little bit over towards the right. So you're scissoring your legs together, your inner thighs together. Take your right hand to your right hip and start to pull that right hip back, and you're going to begin to feel your IT band. And then walk the foot back to center. You're going to keep your right hand, you're going to start to walk your right hand over to the right side of your mat. So not on the mat, but off of the mat on the right side. Take the right shoulder up towards the ear, and then plug the shoulder blade in towards the spine. Rotate that right arm. And see if you can take your left hand behind your head and lift the left elbow up towards the ceiling. If this is too much, you can rest the right forearm on the thigh and begin to press the head into the hand into the head, and create an arch or a back bend type feeling where you're pulling your heart through. Your tailbone is lifted, your lower back has an arch. And then we're gonna lower it down. We'll take both hands down to the floor. Start to walk the right foot now over to the right side of your mat. Now with your left hand, you're going to take your left hand nice and wide. We're going to bring the left shoulder, it's going to come up, back, meaning the shoulder blade's going to go in towards the spine. And then this arm bone, the left arm, is going to externally rotate. That's going to open your shoulder, while you rotate the right hip out. So you're rolling out from the hip crease in your lizard pose. So maybe a little pressure goes into the outer edge of your right foot, or maybe if you're more flexible, you're rolling to the outer edge of the right foot. But you're pushing into the ground, and you've got this like extension going in the left arm with this rotated arm bone, opening up the front of the left chest. And then let's take it into a twisted monkey from here. So we're gonna bend the back knee, and now reach back with your right arm for your opposite left foot, if that's available to you. If you need a strap, you can use a strap. Otherwise, if you have, or you could just skip this and just stay in lizard pose. If you have your foot or the strap, press your foot into the hand and then hug the hand back into the strap. And allow this bind to stretch the front of your leg as well as the front of your right shoulder. And by pressing the foot into the hand into the foot, you're creating this sense of stability or a facilitated stretch that's going to allow you to go a little deeper. And then we're going to release out of that. Take the right foot, we're going to stay on the right side. Bring the right foot in towards the groin. Taking the right knee nice and wide. Hug the right knee in towards the left knee, so much so that your pelvis lifts up. Hug the back knee in towards the right knee, pressing into your front shin. And then slowly lower down into your pigeon, keeping your pelvis as level as possible. And we're going to stay here for about 3 minutes. So if your hips are tight, which some of you told me your hips were really tight, this may be a struggle for you to stay here for a long time. See if you can begin to visualize that struggle as the waves. And just allow this to be a challenge for yourself, to sit into the struggle, knowing that this will pass, and that we're just going to surrender into this understanding that there's this underlying joy within us, and that we can just ride these ups and downs. And we're going to slowly work our way up. Bring yourself back to a tabletop position, really slowly. And then as you're ready, start to bring some blood flow back into the hip by just making big circles with the knee. Changing directions with the circles. And then as you're ready, we'll step back to our down dog. Take that same right leg up into the air, bend the knee. Start to feel this big stretch in the front of your right hip flexor. And then we'll come to the second side. So step your left foot forward. Space your feet close enough that you can energetically get both of your heels down towards the floor. Back foot's at a slight angle. Inhale, bend your front knee as you look forward to extend your spine. Exhale, extend the front leg as you fold forward. Inhale, bend, extending to look forward. Exhale, extend the front leg as you fold forward. One more time. Inhale, bend, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, extend the leg, folding forward. And then settle into the stretch, rooting into your left heel, energetically pulling the heel back, maybe lifting up on the toes or even the whole front of the foot if you want to go a little deeper. You can take your left hand to your left hip crease and start to pull the hip crease back, like you're drawing that leg bone deeper into the hip socket. And then we'll start to walk our left foot over towards the right side of the mat, the front foot, and take the back foot and walk it a little bit over to the left. So they're going in opposite directions and the inner thighs are scissoring together. That's going to allow for a deeper stretch in your IT band. And you can take your left hand back to your left hip crease and start to pull that left hip back if you desire to go deeper into this stretch for the outside of the leg. But maybe that's enough. And then we'll start to walk our front foot back to the center of the mat to set up for extended side angle. Maybe you take your back foot back a few inches. And again, if you felt more comfortable on the other side with your hand on your forearm, you can be there. Or if you have the flexibility, you can take your left hand down to the floor, to the outside of your left foot, like the outside of your mat, the wide side of your mat. Create this little lift in your tailbone, this arch in your lower back. And then let's begin to take the right hand behind the head and lift the chest up. So you're drawing the ribs away from the pelvis, expanding through the lungs, expanding through the heart, creating the feeling of a back bend as you press the head into the hand into the head. Really hard. And then we're going to slowly release out of that. Walk the left foot now over towards the left side of the mat to set up for lizard. Take the right knee down to the floor. Right hand now goes wide. The fingertips turn out. We're going to set this right shoulder up to open it. So we're going to take the shoulder up towards the ear. Plug the shoulder blade back in towards the spine, and then externally rotate the arm bone. So this inner elbow is like turned out in front of you. And then we'll begin to open up the left hip. So pressing into the outer edge of the left foot, or even rolling to the outer edge of the left foot. Left hand can go to your left hip crease, and you're just going to push that hip away from you as you lift your heart. And then we'll carry this into that twisted monkey if you want to make that progression. So now to do that, you'll take the free left hand, reach it back for your back right foot or a strap. Press the hand into the foot, press the foot into the hand. That creates this facilitated stretch. So when we stretch our quad muscles, it triggers this like fight or flight instinct in our body, and we want to bounce out of it. And so we try to resist that by creating this facilitated stretch. So by pushing the foot into the hand into the foot, you're giving your body this sense of stability that's going to allow you to release into the stretch a little further. If you have this bind, drop the shoulder, take the shoulder up, back, and then rotate the arm to go a little deeper. Oh. And then we're going to slowly come out of that. Wow. Okay. We'll take it into pigeon. Now taking the left shin across the mat, pointing the toe, left knee is nice and wide. Same concept here, facilitated stretch. Hug the left knee towards the right knee in towards the left knee. Engage the muscles, feel some stability, and then start to lower down, keeping the pelvis level, allowing for this deep release in your pigeon. And we're going to stay here for 3 minutes. So as those signs of struggle start to come out, see if you can just surrender into your breath, into this deep sense of joy that we know is within us. It's going to just allow us to ride through these ups and downs. Okay, just a little bit longer. And then we're going to slowly come out of this, coming back to that tabletop position. Give yourself a moment here before you start to introduce any movement. And then begin to make some circles with your left knee in one direction. And then changing directions of the circles. And then let's sit back onto our heels. I'm going to take us into a yin-based shoulder stretch, but before we do that, let's do a little bit of mobility work for the shoulder. So from any comfortable seated position, I want you to start to reach your arms out in front of you. Actually, let's keep one arm down. Let's do one arm at a time. So the left arm can just rest at your side or on your hip. And then extend the right arm out. And then begin to bend the elbow like you're pulling something back. Draw the shoulder blade in towards the spine. And then begin to cactus the arm. Feel this stretch across the front of your chest, front of your shoulder. And then maybe extend the arm out long. That inner elbow would be turned up towards your ceiling. And then release. Let's do that with the other side. So now just keep your right hand relaxed, your right arm relaxed. Extend your left arm out in front of you. And then you're going to pull the shoulder blade back in towards the spine, bending the elbow like you're pulling something back. Take the arm into this cactus shape now. Feel the shoulder hugging in towards the spine. And then maybe begin to extend the arm out long so that that inner elbow is turned up. Feel the big stretch across the front of the chest, front of the shoulder. And then we'll release. And we'll do both together next. So now extend both arms out in front of you. Pull the arms back, bending the elbows. And then take the arms into a cactus position. Feel the shoulder blades pull in towards the spine. So it's like the engagement of your posterior muscles, your rhomboids, your traps, drawing those shoulder blades in, and then start to extend your arms wide, rotating the arm bones so the inner elbows are up. Feel this big, wide stretch. Lift your heart like you're melting your heart through. Maybe extend up through your neck. And just feel that joy from within. And release. Okay, so now we're going to do that on the floor, one side at a time in the shoulder rollout. So this is something that most of you are familiar with if you've been coming to my class. You'll lay down on your stomach. You'll take your right arm and extend it out wide. Maybe take it a little bit up on an upward angle, maybe 10 degrees up. Take your left hand and like place it next to your chest like you're setting up for a push-up. Roll your arm bone, create that external rotation that we've been practicing so that the inner elbow is like trying to roll up. And then see if you can roll over onto the right side of your body, bending the top leg, stepping into the floor if it's available to you. And then as you settle into it, you can rest on your right cheek. Let me just kind of see how people are doing. Good. So Sherry, try to relax your neck if you can. So again, once you get the stretch going, you're going to begin to just surrender into it. So once you feel like you have your alignment, then you want to just bring your attention to your breath and begin to release. It should not feel comfortable. It should actually feel uncomfortable, but not painful. And you want to surrender to your breath. And some of you guys have adorable dogs that are supporting you in this journey. Gwen and Monica. Aw. That's so nice. And then we'll slowly come back to center. And we'll set up for the second side. So taking the left arm out wide, right hand gets placed next to your chest, elbow bent. Begin to rotate that left arm so the inner elbow is like trying to turn up. And then start to roll over onto your left side, bending the top right leg, stepping the foot behind you as an opportunity to shift more body weight into the stretch. If that's something that you desire. So again, it shouldn't be comfortable, but it shouldn't be painful. So you want to try to find the position that's right for you. And then relax and ease your head down towards the floor as you settle into the posture, bringing your attention into the breath. Let's take a look. Good. I can't see everybody, but the thing that you want to avoid is allowing the arm to creep up towards the head. Because then you're just modifying out of the stretch. But everybody looks good that I can see. And then you'll slowly start to ease out of this. And we're going to press ourselves up to a seated position. We'll take another hip stretch, and then we'll go down onto our backs. So extend your legs out in front of you. Let's see, I don't know if the side view is better. You'll take your right leg into your arms and you're gonna wrap the left arm just around the sole of the foot, resting on the shin. Wrap the right arm around the outside of the thigh and just rock it from side to side. Maybe this is enough for you if your hips are like uber tight. Maybe that's where you stay. If you want to progress a little deeper, take your ankle specifically to rest right above your knee. The foot should just kind of hang loose over the side of the leg. That helps protect your knee. If your knee is up here, this is where you're going to stay. If you want, some extra support, you could always throw something under your leg, like that paper towel thing or a block or something like that. If your knee is pretty much level with your heel, like mine is right now, you could consider taking your bottom leg and stacking it underneath your top leg. And it's different than the simple seat. It's not a cross-legged seat. The ankle is right on top of the knee and the other ankle is right below the top knee. Okay, so wherever you're at, I'll model the extended leg. Take your hands on the sides of your hips, rock forward on your pelvis, inhale, lift up through your spine, lift through your chest, and then start to hinge forward. See if you can lift through the chest again, get a little bit more length through the spine. Exhale, maybe go a little deeper. Inhale, extend. Exhale, a little deeper. The hinge is coming right from the hip crease. It's not about rounding through the back. You're going to feel it a little bit in the back of the extended left leg. And you're going to feel it in the outside of your right hip. Start to walk your hands over to the left. Give yourself a little twist and fold. If that's too much for you, then just ease out of it. Come back to center. And then we'll slowly rise up. Slide the right foot to the outside of the leg. Take the right hand behind you. Shoulder can come up by the ear, just like we did before. Shoulder can come up. Shoulder blade goes back. And then rotate the arm. Extend the left arm up and twist to the right. Elbow outside of the knee. Inhale, lift through your heart. Exhale, contract through your abdomen. And take a few breaths here. And then we'll slowly come out of that and come to the second side. So now take your left leg into your arms, cradle it. And, just realize that both of your hips can be completely different. One can be a lot tighter than the other. So where you went on one side may not be where you go on this side. So feel it out. Allow the left ankle to rest right above the knee. Foot hangs freely over the side. Add that support if you need that. Or bring the bottom leg stacked under the top leg. And we're going to take the hands back on either side of the hips. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, start to hinge from the hip, folding forward. Inhale, extend. Looking over your toes. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, fold a little deeper, and then just begin to surrender into the stretch. Walk your hands over to the right side, if that's not too much for your hip. Otherwise, stay right where you are. And then we'll come back to center. Take the left foot down to the floor. Make sure the whole sole of the foot can touch the floor. Drop the left hand behind your back. Take the left shoulder up. Draw the shoulder blade back and in towards the spine. And then rotate the arm bone so that inner elbow is directing towards the side wall. Right arm reaches up, twist from your abdominal core, taking the elbow to the outside of the leg. Inhale, extend through your spine. Exhale, twist from your core. And then take a few breaths here in the twist. And we'll slowly release out of that. Come down onto your back, hug your knees into your chest. And we'll finish up with a hamstring stretch. So if you have a strap nearby, you might want to grab it. If not, it doesn't matter. You'll be fine. So hug your knees into your chest. With each exhale, feel your back body root down towards the floor a little deeper. Just creating this connection with yourself, this connection with the earth, grounding down. We'll begin to take the left foot to the floor. You can keep the knee bent or extend the left leg out long onto the mat. If the left leg is extended, flex the left foot so that the leg doesn't roll out or roll in, the pelvis stays balanced. And then start to extend the right leg up towards the ceiling and take your hands behind that leg. Flex the right foot and press the right heel up towards the ceiling, keeping like this micro bend to the right knee so that the quad stays engaged while you stretch the back of the leg. And then you're going to gently pull the leg towards you as you create this facilitated stretch by resisting. So you're pushing the leg into your hands as you're pulling the leg down towards your face. So it's that sense of stability that you create to allow yourself to go a little deeper. And just ride the waves of discomfort. Then take your left hand to the outside of your right shin or ankle or foot. Allow your right arm to just open up wide to the floor, creating some stability. And gently pull the right leg across your body to any degree. The right hip is going to pull off of the floor, and that's okay. Flex the right foot and press through the heel. Again, feeling this big stretch in the outside of your right thigh. And then come back to center. Bend the right knee. Reach for the outside edge of the right foot. And just bend the knee, drawing the knee down towards the earth, and then extend through the leg. Bend and extend and bend, opening up your groin. Take your left hand to the top of your left hip and just press it down as you draw the right knee towards the earth. And then we'll release, take the second side. So right leg can be bent or extended as you start to hug the left knee in towards the chest, and then begin to extend the left leg up towards the ceiling, taking the hands behind your leg, your ankle, or your foot. Press up through that left heel and try to plug the left leg bone down into the hip. And then just be aware of the leg that's on the ground, the right leg. Flex the right foot. Keep that leg from rolling in or rolling out so the pelvis stays balanced. And then create that sense of stability. Press your left leg into your hands and then press your hands back into your leg as you draw the leg closer to your body. Deepening the stretch. Small, subtle bend to the knee. Shouldn't be comfortable. Ride the breath. And then taking the right hand to the outside of the leg, opening the left arm wide, draw the leg across your body, pressing through the left heel. Feel that big stretch in the outside of your hip. And then bend your left knee, reaching for the outside of your left foot. Draw the left knee towards the earth. Press the right hip down towards the earth. And then extend the left leg and bend and extend and bend. And just settle into that. And then you can release yourself onto the floor for Shavasana. So if you're going to stay for Shavasana, we'll be here for just a couple of minutes of rest. Just put our music back on. So allowing your body to relax down onto the earth. Letting go of any type of muscular engagement. Start to connect with the pattern of your breath, the sound of your breath, and allow that to relax your mind, relax your heart. Letting go of anything that we can't control. Being aware of the patterns that exist within us. Being aware of what's going on around us. Being aware of how we're reacting and responding to what's going on around us. But just realizing that all of this are just waves on the surface. And that we all have this underlying sense of joy within us. Start to slowly bring movement back to your fingers and your toes, rolling your ankles and your wrists, rocking yourself up onto the side of your body and up to a seated position. And bring our hands to heart center. We'll take a big breath in and exhale, and then inhale to Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Loka, Samasa, Sukhino, Bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free, and may your thoughts, words, and